it to you anyway. Let's go live now, right down to the southern end of the eastern seaboard, down to Florida. And the BBC's Rajini Vaidyanathan is there for us. The races in Florida, very exciting, Rajini, very consequential. Both the governor's race and the Senate race and a bunch of House races. Florida in play tonight.
Exactly, it really is. And I think one thing that is worth noting this election cycle is just how the demographics in this state really are changing. You've now got more than half of the state of Florida under the age of 54. And this is a state that was always famous for welcoming retirees. But you now have a much younger and more diverse demographic voting in these elections. And what we're hearing from across the state of Florida this evening here is that turnout is in some places at record levels. And so far we're hearing that turnout today is favouring the Republicans. But of course in early voting, which concluded last week, turnout favoured the Democratic candidates. But in 2016, Hillary Clinton won in early voting and mail ballots and of course didn't win this state. So it all could come down to how many people turn out today.
Rajini, we've seen Andrew Gillum with his family, the governor, or the candidate for the governor. If he became the first African-American governor in Florida tonight, and he would be the governor of the third biggest state in the United States, why would that be important when we look forward to the 2020 elections?
Well, Christian, in a way, the governor's race here represents some of the divisions in today's American politics. On one hand, you have, as you've mentioned there, Andrew Gillum. He's the mayor of Tallahassee. He is a liberal, progressive politician, believes in a lot of progressive agenda when it comes to healthcare and the economy. And he is polar opposite, you could say, to his Republican candidate, former Congressman Ron DeSantis, who sits on the opposite end of the political spectrum, and in many ways that reflects the divides across the country. Often in Florida politics, candidates try to move more to the centre to try and pick up some of those floating voters. But what we've seen in this particular governor's race is just how divided this state has become. And so that is why the result here is so consequential when we look ahead to 2020, Christian.
And Florida also interesting because, of course, it's a state that Donald Trump won narrowly. Barack Obama won it as well. It is one of those states that can swing. It's got 27 districts. So in terms of House races, it's also critical to whether the Democrats tonight can take back the House. And there are four in particular that we're watching down there.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at maybe 6 to 8 races because there are some others that are also quite competitive. But let me group them for you, Cathy. There are a couple, including the one in the district that I am now in Miami, Florida's 27th, which are crucial because of the changing demographics. So, for example, in that race here, Cathy, you've got a Hispanic TV anchor who is running for the Republican Party and Donna Shalala running for the Democratic Party, who's a former member of the Clinton administration. That race looks like it's quite close. So those and another race, the 26th district, are looking at changing demographics. Can the Democratic Party win in seats that the Republicans hold but that have a changing and diverse population? There are 3 other seats in other parts of the state, including Ron DeSantis' former congressional seat, where the suburban white woman could be key. As Ron Christie was saying just then, that's what he's looking at. And there you have 3 women running for the Democratic Party, part of that so-called pink wave, Cathy, up against Republican men who are trying to defend their seats.
Rajini Vaidyanathan in Florida, thank you for the moment. We'll be back with you through the evening.